Much more of that like airy chug. This is gonna look stupid as fuck on camera, but here we go. This is the 10 mil micro. 14 mil standard. The micro sounds like barn swallows fighting. Kinda, little chirps in there. Yeah. That standard, you can just hear the volume of water it's moving. Those bigger perks just have like a bit more, they feel airy, but they don't feel like they're like lacking moving water. Like they're fucking, you can feel that it's the perks being fully used. It's not like bottoming out. What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 53 of the podcast. Today was supposed to be a guest episode, and we did have guests here, but fortunately, it got a little wild, and one of our guests was not feeling well. Neurologically, I believe. Not a pandy-related thing. I'd say it's... Okay, folks, we filmed for about 20 minutes, and I got really baked already with a couple of people. They're wonderful hash makers and people I really enjoy. And I feel bad one of my friends had a little, like, I think it might have been a seizure or something. I'm not too sure, and I hope they are okay. But Aja and I are still here to do the podcast. We're professionals, and we ain't quitting. We're getting it done. Today's episode, my plan was to do a side-by-side comparison of the 4 main designs that we offer at Bear Mountain Studios in the clear versions. I wanted to compare the 10mm micro RBR, the 10mm mini double diffuse, the 14mm standard, and the 14mm double diffused. So I wanted to kind of take dabs out of each one, talk about the differences, and I did want to have a guest here, which I did. And the idea was they were going to give us an objective point of view, kind of like, hey, I like this 10mm better than this one for this reason, or I don't like the 14mm, I prefer this. Like, because me, I like all of them because I put so much love into them, and I've made all these in my hands, so I love all of them. So it's nice to sometimes hear other people's point of view of why and what they like or don't like, whether it be good or bad. It does help. So we're still going to continue with our plan today. I, again, am already really stoned. And because I was taking bigger dabs right out the gate with them because they take big dabs, and I wanted to be like, I'm fucking cool too, I'll take some big dabs, and now I'm really stoned. And we're going to get more stoned, and we're going to figure it out with you folks today. But today's episode is going to be heavy about glass, I'm hoping. I'm hoping I don't get so stoned that we go off on tangents about why I'm sad or something. So let's start off with some dabs. I'm going to start off with I just took a dab on this 10mm mini double diffused, but I'm going to take one of this micro first and then this. But I already know there's something special about these 10mm mini double diffuse. And we'll talk about like sizes. We'll even talk about pricing and stuff too. Let's just talk a little bit about everything when it comes to these pieces and compare them and just show them off just for any new supporters or people that want to hear more about glass. And I'll promote this podcast episode as that so new people can kind of stop in and check out some of the work. Let me get this bad boy warmed up. Wow, guys, I'm just trying to calm down. I just saw it was just crazy. It's crazy. Feel so bad. I feel like it's like my fault. Like my studio, when there's people that come here and like something happens to them in here, like whether it be like a seasoned smoker that takes a couple dabs and all of a sudden they feel like they've never dabbed before and they have like way too much, they get way too high, need to lay down, all the way to neurologically getting hit with those brain kickers, those seizures. I used to have them. I had Petit Mal was what I had as a kid. It's something you actually am supposed to have for life. And Petit Mal, which is essentially, you guys know what a grand mal seizure is. Petit Mal seizure is exactly what it sounds like. It's a smaller, weaker seizure. Mine were interesting though, because they just categorized mine as a Petit Mal seizure, but they didn't really know what it was. So this is what would happen to me. I would be in school or anywhere, I guess, And I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before. I might have. 53 episodes, guys. I'm going to be redundant. I'm going to repeat myself. It is what it is. But how my seizures were as a kid from age 2 or 3, all the way up to about 12 years old, I had these seizures, and I was on Depakote for it, which is a seizure medicine. And what my seizures were like, because everybody's different. Some people have a seizure where they're on the ground shaking or they're, pass out or whatever. How mine would go, which is why they were weird, is I would just sit. I'd be sitting, like, say I'm like sitting there in class or sitting there watching a movie or just sitting there listening to someone tell me a story as a little kid, 2 or 3 year old. And I would just be staring right at them, but I'd be gone. I wouldn't be there. And I'd be gone for 3 to 5 minutes. Complete, like, there'd be an empty shell. There would be a human vessel, but there was no soul or like spirit, and I was gone somewhere. And this wasn't a kid zoning out. These were because I went and did EKGs and all sorts of different neurological tests. I saw a different type of neurological therapist for years. It wasn't like a talking therapist. It was like a therapist that does like physical therapy, but neurological therapy. So you do all different types of like brain workouts, and like while they have you hooked up to wires and they're watching how your brain's reacting. And so my brain did that from like age 2 or 3, I think, till about like age maybe 11 or 12. And then my brain did something funny, and the doctor said it rewired itself, and then my seizures became a migraine thing. So I no longer have seizures. I don't have these seizures at all anymore, nothing. But I used to get these severe migraines. I'd have to be in a dark room for like a day, or I just couldn't be near anyone, or I just had a shit attitude. And then I found cannabis, and everything got better. Now I'm great. Now I just smoke hash every day and play with pipes. But my seizures were weird when I was a little kid because I was just gone. I always wondered where I went. I don't have any recollection. I don't know where I was. I don't know what was happening. I would just wake up and time would be gone. I'd be like, oh, I lost time again. It was like I was going through time warps. Some weird shit. Okay, well, let's take a dab. See you again. We went on a tangent and haven't even taken a dab yet. But that's this podcast, guys. Oh, that's not the torch I want to use. That one's out of butane right now. All right, so we got a 10 millimeter micro RBR. Oh wow, it's gonna be a good episode already. 5 minutes in, and I am having a difficult time articulating. All right, it has a Aqua Azul lip wrap, and this is Aqua Azul that we made. We blew out in house and then sleeved up with clear, pulled down. So it's not pre-made tubing. This is like a nice, rich, bold Aqua Azul on this lip wrap here. And we're going to be having another Sunday sale today when this podcast drops, and we're going to drop more clear again because I didn't do clear for 6 months. So now I'm like trying to get some more clear out there for people because I was just dropping like crushed opal and like really big expensive pieces for probably 6 months. And I'm like, I got to get some more clear out there. So there's like some more availability of that for people. So we're going to drop some more clear today for you folks. And I appreciate all you guys that support that. It's just we get anxiety every Sunday. We're like, oh, is anyone gonna buy it? Is anyone gonna support? Like we still are in disbelief that people believe in our little company and want to support our work as much. Even though we've been consistent for a long time, but we're not fools. I can't turn this fucking thing on. The 3 clicks. I know. See here, we're gonna put it on the table. And we're going 1, 2, 3, and it's on. I have to count it out. That's the issue. My brain is moving in fucking way faster than that because I've taken dabs, I've had coffee, and we had an intense moment in the beginning of the podcast, or the first 20 minutes of the first part of episode 53, which we won't post, or it will be gone. It didn't even happen. I didn't even need to talk about it, but honestly, this is my fucking podcast, and I'm shaking a little bit. I needed to vent. I have had... Oh boy, have I had a day. I'm going to complain after this dab. Just you wait. Hold on. Yeah. Got some sour diesel wedding cake here. I love this stuff. I bought a lot of it, so I'm smoking it probably in the next few episodes. I got some other stuff new today, though. I got some Grease Monkey. Oh, fuck, I bet I missed it. Fuck it. Even if it is a little low, it's going to taste great anyways. No, it's smoking. It looks all right. Cormac's going to show up while we're still doing the podcast. Maybe he'll be forced to be on the last 10 minutes of it. And we'll question Cormac. We'll see, though. All right. So, man, 10mm micro RBR is probably the best introductory piece. If you've never bought my work, if you want to get, try out my work, see if it's like something you're about and you want to collect it, I would start with one of these if you can. They're the most affordable. They're like 5.5, 6 inches tall. They're as big as my 2018 standard RBRs. They're just more narrow, so they're not as fat, because my 2018 standards were as fat as this, just way shorter. As fat as this one, just shorter. So this is going to be like the best value and also the easiest resell too. If you're like, hey, fuck Evan, I don't like his work, I'm selling this micro RBR. This is going to be the easiest way for you to get your money back, and maybe then some as well, and then go buy something that you really do like. But I would say these are the best introductory one. They have a reinforced 8-hole gridded shower head perk in the bottom. Again, when I say reinforced, all that means is it's welded in 2 places. This perk's welded at the bottom of the can and the top of the can, so it's reinforced. Oh my God. It cuts down on the vibration inside the piece. If it were to tip over or something, this helps it be a little bit more structurally stable. And also, too, I notice a difference in vibration of the perk when you're actually smoking it, water's going through it. There's a difference between a reinforced perk and a free-floating perk. The vibration, you definitely feel it. I like the way these feel better when they're reinforced. And originally, when I started reinforcing perks back when I first put perks in 2013, was because it was the only way I could get the weld clean. It's the only way I could get the weld to not crack, because I had to weld it in 2 places. I had to bridge one weld off another weld. So I just got used to bridging and reinforcing perks, and then in the long run, it's just made stronger, more quality product, in my opinion. Again, it's a podcast. I'm talking uninterrupted. It's a lot of opinion shit on here, folks. So take it all with a grain of salt. This is definitely the best introductory RBR, though. And man, the function on them is just years. I wish I had a fucking 2018 micro RBR, because that was when I first started making the micros, so I could show you guys the difference. This is twice the height of it. It's so dialed and so clean and like perfect, and like it's $100 more, but it's actually the same price as a 2018 standard, and it's the same size. So really, the prices have stayed the same. All that's happened is like it's been refined again, and the names have changed a little bit, because it's a 10 mil and not a 14 mil. Okay, over explaining. It's what I do. Hopefully that was good content. We never really know. Who knows? My producer's just laughing. Aisha's just laughing. That makes me feel good. When I see Aisha laugh, it's like, okay, that's nice. Humans, we love seeing other people laugh. We start laughing too. It feels good. Oh my God, I should just take it off the table. It doesn't have butane in it. I do have butane right there, but this one's already filled. All right, so up next here we have the 10mm mini double diffused. And let's just, before I take the stab, let's talk about the size of it real quick, because I say mini, but remember, it's only mini because it's a miniature version of the 14. It's so like next to the 14mm double diffused, this one's actually kind of tall there, but you can see how much skinnier it all is and smaller. And this is my personal double diffused. The newer ones are just a hair taller than this, so they'll be like a little taller. I was just trying to not smoke the ones I'm selling, so I have my personal one out here, which is a little smaller, but you can see it. The can width is going to be the same on the newer ones. They're just a little taller, but you can see they're just like, it's a skinnier, more narrow, but man, maybe that's why the hits on these 10mm doubles are so special, is because that skinnier can. Now, the 10mm double diffuse are actually the same size as a standard RBR. That's why they're like the same price as a standard RBR. The difference is the mini double diffuse have that extra gridded 8-slit disc right there, and then they're a little bit more narrow of a piece, a little more skinny and slender. They feel really nice in the hand. The 14 mils are always going to be a bit chunkier. They're really nice to have on a table, because if you hit them, they don't tip over as easy, because they have that wider foot. They have a bigger surface area that they're actually like planted to. So that's where the 14 mils are like have their benefits. And the 14 mils have a little bit more of a airier chug to them, whereas the 10 mils are much more restricted. Is not the right word, 'cause there's no restriction. This shit's like effortless, but it's like it's like a finer pull. I don't know, like really, I'm having a difficult time finding the right word to describe it, but let's take a hit on it and then we'll do side-by-side pulls on both pieces. After I take a dab through everything and talk about them, then we'll put them side by side and just do dry pulls on them and kind of see the difference. This episode's going to be heavy just talking about the function of these and showing them and kind of going back and forth from like dry pulls and talking about little unique things about each one, just for any new people that are maybe want to know more about the RBR, because there's just, I feel like as much as I post, like I'm definitely not, I just assume people, and I shouldn't assume, we talk about it all the time on the podcast, but like I always assume people have followed me since day one, so they just know everything. They're just like, oh, this, and this, but it's like every day there's like hundreds of new people following me that like know nothing, and they assume a lot of things too, that like we're a big company and we can just make glass for everyone and stuff. So I need to be better about getting my voice out there and educating the people that are interested in my work about what's up and what we're working on, changes, or who we are. The Hour podcast each week is part of it, but I definitely need to post probably a little differently on Instagram too. But these are all refinements to a small business, you know. It takes time. There's no rule book. There's no maybe not rule book. There's no like instruction book for how to build and run a successful glass blowing company. There's just not. It's a lot of trial and error. Much more error than success as well. And, you know, all the failures, they say that's where you find the wisdom, right, though? Like, you gain wisdom through failure. So the more you fail, the more wisdom you have. Almost makes you not want wisdom. It's like, can't I just be successful? Fuck wisdom. Let me get an RS7. But that's not life. I think wisdom and being able to talk to people is more important than material things. I have a nice car, though. I shouldn't even say that. But either way, let's take a dab on this. It's crazy. First time in my life, like, my wife convinced me, she's like, I've been driving this old Ford Escape for years, and last year in October when I was having, I was going through some shit, and she's like, just get a car. I think she was scared that I was going crazy, and she's like, we just got to do something so he doesn't freak out. So she got me a nice used car. It's not a brand new car. It's a 5-year-old car, but it's nice. It's a nice SUV because I had an SUV and then she got me an upgraded one. But my point is, we talked about this on the podcast already, but right when I got this vehicle, like literally 15 days after getting this vehicle, I just had so many like bad things happen that I was like, this is why I don't do nice things for myself, because my life is so much more chill when I just work till 4 a.m. and ask for nothing. If I just kill myself and ask for nothing, then everything's fine. If I get something nice, then the universe is like, check this out, bro. You want that nice thing? I'm going to just shit everywhere. And then you figure it out, though, right? That's how you gain your wisdom. It's through all that failure. I'm just trying to get some wisdom right now. You know, that's what I tell myself as I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, dude, you're getting that wisdom today, bro. You're getting so much fucking wisdom today. Feel all that wisdom, all that failure. Yeah, I'm not complaining, folks. I'm just talking. This is literally what's on my mind. That's this podcast. The rants in between fucking talking about function. I'm like forcing people to listen to me because they're like, I'm kind of interested about his pipes. And then like I throw a bunch of that bullshit in between. You're like, God, there should be 15-minute skip sections where you like jump through that to each function part. We'll edit it down to that eventually. We'll just jump cut everything. It'll just be like a 7-minute podcast about function, and there will be like huge jump cuts. Like literally the lighting change. My eyes will like be super awake and all of a sudden be like closed and puffy and red because there'll be like a 15-minute jump cut from a dab. And then I talked about some real life shit. I can't turn this on again, Aja. I gotta say it. 1, 2, 3. We did it. All right. Now that is something we can all try. 1, 2, 3. If you can't turn your turbo meter on, maybe you gotta say it out loud. This episode's so fucked, dude. That was so intense. My day has been really intense. So let me complain. I didn't finish complaining. We're almost ready for our dab, though. Hold on. Time for this one. I'm really not trying to complain though. We got some Grease Monkey right here. This is one of my absolute favorite terps. I described it on the beginning of the first episode 53 we did, and I did a pretty good job. But let's talk about Grease Monkey. After I take this dab, I'll try to repeat it, and Aja will see how good I did because he heard it the first time. I'm telling you, they're special. These 10 mil mini doubles. Wow. Those are something. Make you tremble. Oh, fuck. Oh, smooth. Okay. Oh, fuck. It'd be cool if this was like decorated to look like a long neck dinosaur and this was its fucking little head, you know? Alright, so we're gonna have to edit this, Aja. This is fucked. Okay. So last night I worked pretty late, but not that late. Like 2:30 in the morning, but late enough. And then at 5 in the morning, well, actually, I think it was like 4:48, 4:50, my wife woke me up after I'd only been sleeping a couple hours and said, honey, Bane shit all over our white rug. And I went out in the living room. He did. He just, like he walked back and forth and just laid these trails. And Bane had a really tough day that day because the night before, Bane got locked in the garage at like 12:30 at night because I thought he was inside sleeping, but he was out here sleeping with me while I was working, and I went inside all delirious and tired. Even when I went to bed, because it's so bright in the studio and so dark in our bedroom, I fucking stepped over him because I always have to, but he wasn't even there. I was stepping over nothing because he was out in the garage. And then in the morning, he woke us up at like 6 in the morning to let him in, so he was out here for like 5.5 hours just chilling. I mean, he has his food, his water, his dog bed. All the lights were on. Super comfy, but he didn't have his family. So he woke up the next morning super upset. He had diarrhea all day and stuff, so I couldn't even be mad at him this morning. When I was scrubbing shit after only sleeping 2 hours, and I scrubbed shit, me and my wife both. Obviously, we do everything as a team. We both scrubbed shit for over an hour. And then we had to get our daughter ready for school and then get ready to go to work. And I had to work out at 8 a.m. So basically, I've slept for 2 hours, and I inhaled a bunch of water mist from scrubbing this rug, and the water mist was full of feces. And you know when you wake up in the morning and your mouth's really dry and tastes really bad. I don't know if this happens to everyone, but you have like the worst cotton mouth ever. If you take a fat dab and go right to bed, you're going to wake up with some cotton mouth, real bad. Well, when you have really bad cotton mouth like that and your mouth's all sticky and you're scrubbing feces in a poopy smelling room for an hour, the fecal particles, you see what they do is they stick to the sticky part of your mouth. And then your mouth tastes like shit. So this morning I literally woke up and ate shit for an hour, then worked out, came here, had a plan to do an episode with a couple friends. Someone, I think, might have had a seizure. And I was already too baked, and now we restarted episode 53, and we are talking about a 10 millimeter mini double diffused. You know, the hit on this is just, it's like the micro, but that added volume of water, like, feels really nice with that extra small shower head compared to the fat shower heads on the 14 mils. You like that fucking transition? I'm a fucking professional. Fuck. Okay. Wow. I really do love these, though. I don't know much more I can say about them. We will do, like I said, some side-by-side dry pulls on these, but let's get through each one so that I have enough dabs in me to keep, making sense. Quality test, that's what we call that at Bear Mountain Studios. You bang it around and see what happens. I'm so clumsy. Like, I'm the best person to have like an RVR and see what it can handle. It's great. I love this sweater my wife got me for my birthday. I fear that it's going to make me look fatter on this video, though. It's all right, though. We got to get a higher table. I was just shaking his head. I really appreciate his support. I was just definitely the type of dude that would clap for you at the skate park if you landed something. He'd be banging his board on the ground. I was just good people. Oh, I'm lucky to have good people around me. Wow, I've already taken more dabs than I would have taken on a solo episode, and we're just halfway through this one. So you guys are really getting something special today. I can't even like look. I know what my eyes look like already. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look. My mom and dad watch this, and they don't care. But at the same time, like, I don't want anyone to be worried, but I'm working hard. So my eyes, they ain't gonna lie. They're gonna show it. They're gonna be like, this dude's tired. I'm a little shaky. I think someone left me a dab. Did he? I don't think he did. He talked about it, but things got weird. Life happens. I just hope everybody's okay. I'll just take more of my dabs. I keep putting these glasses down. I can't help it. But you know what? No. I have courage. Powerful. It's been a fucked day. It really has. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with it because I've smoked enough hash. But earlier and last night, I was not fine with it. I was about to text Aja and be like, I can't do the podcast tomorrow. Family emergency. And the family emergency was like me having anxiety attacks in my garage. That was the family emergency. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fed. Everybody's comfy in bed. I'm out in the garage just, fuck. Like, holy shit. Like, I gotta fucking work. I gotta get some shit done. Oh, it's fun. It's fun to be challenged. Wisdom. Just getting wisdom, dude. So much of it. Just overflowing wisdom. I don't remember much of it. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of fun, different, just like TED Talks and science stuff. And I wish I could retain all of it because I hear so many interesting things all day that are so much cooler than the shit I talk about. But retaining it isn't the same as knowing why you're saying it. And that's probably why I don't retain it because my self-conscious is honest. It's like, dude, don't just remember that to impress someone. Remember it because you understand how it works and you want to know how it works. Don't just remember it because it sounds cool. So that's me analyzing myself for you folks. That's how stoned I am at this point. We have a 14 millimeter standard RBR here and some, I think it's Holy Banana is what they're calling it. It's a really, really awesome banana terp. It's solventless. It's rosin. When my hands get cold and shaky, we're at like 25 minutes, and that's where I'm already at. Like, it's wild. Where are we at? 25 minutes. Wow, I feel professional today. It's really something. Maybe I do good under pressure. That's what it is when things get really intense, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this is great. If things are really good, I start freaking out. That's what it is. Things got really good for a little bit through like the holidays because I saw some family. It was the first time in 8 years I had my bills paid in December. And I was like, whoa, like it was just, I felt stable for a minute. And then I started freaking out. Things are tough right now, and I'm starting to feel better. Maybe I flourish in chaos. I don't know. I need some terp pearls in here. So 14 mil standard RBR, the new ones, the 2021s, have a little bit bigger perk in them than the 2020s or the 2019s or everything prior. So these have a 24-hole grid shower head perk, whereas the ones prior to 2021 only had a 12-hole grid. So we did the same size perk as the double diffuse, just without the disc. And these are a little beefier, a little bigger. Everything's just kind of a little bit beefier and refined. So it's just, these pieces have just come so far is my point. If you were to put this next to a 2018 or 2016, I mean, it's so much just beefier and refined, and that literally has only been possible because people support the idea and the company and me, and that's how I'm able to keep working every day, to keep refining things. And I use these pieces daily, so I'm trying to find like things I want to change or make better, like what's my expectation. And it's not just these pieces. Like I have other stuff I make, but obviously this is the thing right now that people have ordered. This is the thing people want. So I'm trying to make sure that I designed something that people appreciate enough to get frustrated they can't get. It's more about like right now for me giving an honest effort and producing the best I can, but at a volume that I can at least take care of a handful of people that can, be like, hey, like it's possible to get one. Like, so what's happening right now is it's like really imbalanced. It's like there's so many people not getting them and such a small group getting them. And it's like I'm actually starting to make more glass now than I was when I did the almost 100 piece drop at Heady Hawaii, and it's still not even nearly enough. And I'm like, I don't want to, like, there's nothing I can do to make more glass in my heart that I'd be proud and stoked about. There's definitely ways of obviously getting more glass maybe, but not ways I'd be stoked. So to keep doing what I love doing it and just making it here at home and doing all that, like, I need to find a way to give back or connect with people so that just because they can't get an RBR doesn't mean that they don't still want to support and watch and believe and whatever and be part of it. So that's what these podcasts are for. So my weird attempt at trying to make something for free, I mean, definitely not free for me, but something for free people can consume and check things out and see the glass and, hang out with the person behind it in a different way than the 15-second or 1-minute video on Instagram. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get a dab eventually on this. I'm honestly just don't need any more dabs, and I'm just trying to prolong what's happening. And the fact that I called out we're exactly 25 minutes a minute ago already gave me a point where I'm like, all right, I'm halfway through my dabs. I need to save this one for a minute, kill some more time, then we'll do the double diffuse, then we're going to do dry pulls and really talk about side-by-side function. Right now, we're just getting too stoned on each one and showing true function with cap and smoke. Let's heat it up. I need a Terp Pro, though. Wow. Appreciate you, though, Aja. Man, you're a fucking professional, too, bro. You just getting it done. Like, man, we just set right back up all different again. We're here, bro. We're getting it. It's just, God, you give me hope, Aja. Seriously, bro. I meet so many people that say a lot that they can do. A lot of people like to pretend. You're like the real deal, bro. Oh boy, these Terp Pros are really nice, especially when they're clean. Wish my nail wasn't so chaste. I need to get a new 14 mil. I'm gonna have to just buy one on my own website because it's just, Evan Shore is an extremely busy, successful company, and so that's why I can't even begin to bug him for nails, because I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I'm not gonna be another person in his ear. I was like, I'm gonna have to just fucking buy one of these fuckers. So I'm gonna be making an order later on bmsclass.com for a new 14 mil. I've already decided, and it is what it is. I'm paying full price. It's gonna happen, but I'm excited to get a new 14 mil. Maybe it'll teach me a lesson if I pay full price. I won't chaz it as fast, Maybe it's because I've gotten them for free. It means that I'm like reckless. Maybe if I pay for it, I'll be like, ugh, I gotta take care of this now. I'm not letting Cormac smoke it. This one I'm putting in the drawer after each dab. It's getting soaked in an ISO bath. Who knows? Okay, I think we've killed enough time. We're doing it. We're keeping this episode dialed. Stoked to be just venting and kicking it with you guys today, though. It's been a wild day for Aja and I so far, but I'm stoked that we're all still here and making it happen. So these 14 mils definitely have more of that like airy open hit. Man, they move some water. And again, the main piece I smoke is the 14 mil double diffused. Like, that's my daily. I have a 10 mil mini double diffused, but I smoke the 14 mil. But it's because for me, with the way my lung capacity and how I breathe, there's something about the 14 mil double diffused that just works the best for me. I only have, wow, look how dark that nail is getting. Wonderful. That's where the flavor is. I have the luxury of being able to smoke all these different variations of the RBR every day, so I can really be nitpicky about which one's the most comfortable for me when I sit down and take a dab that just rages. And I like the 14 mil double diffused. That's what I mostly smoke. It's changed over the years though. I used to smoke standard for like a year. I smoked micro for like 6 months. Like Cormac's favorite piece to smoke is the mini double diffused or the micro. Like most people like the 10 mils when they're really into hash. Like even like our friends that were here earlier, they prefer 10 mil. I'm gonna stretch on camera. I'll get fucked. It's what it is. I'm so sore from working out. I'm just like this like fat kid that's trying to become a strong kid, and it's just so hard. And I'm trying. You know, look, it looks like I'm flexing right now, Aisha. Doesn't it? Cool. That was cool. Yeah, that was really cool. It was really cool. Don't use that as a soft intro. We'll get a dislike out the gate. Don't use that part. Okay, so I think I warmed this up. Yeah, see, now we're starting to have more fun because I think we're just like, hey, it is what it is at this point. We've made a lot of episodes. We're just having fun and hanging out at this point with no expectations. The light is still on. That's the only expectation we have anymore. Dear God, we hope the light stays on the whole episode. I hope you haven't charged it so it even comes on at all. Today, we are still on, and it's been on for over an hour. Very impressive. Wow. I picked orange today because they had the orange crunk piece with them. I really probably should have switched it up. Still 632 degrees. Man, even these Chaz nails hold that temp. My mouth is like the Sahara Desert. I need to take a sip of water. Liquid IV specifically. This is the new coconut flavor. And boy, oh boy, does it remind me of going on family vacations to Florida as a kid. Enjoying a virgin pina colada in the hot tub. Pretending to be fancy for just a week. That's Liquid IV. We'll cut that. We'll send that to them. That's an ad. Okay. Where's our temp at? 5:05. Okay. This episode is crazy. Maybe we should have someone like come have a traumatic thing before every episode, and then we'll start filming. That might be the way to go. Oh, I already have a dab on there. Fuck. Okay. Let's go. I also want to talk to you guys about a dabbing technique I've been doing recently after we've done all these dabs. That was that banana. Wow. I can taste the potassium. Don't use that one either, Aisha. Oh. Wow. There comes a point where I'm, like, after I do these podcasts, wow, the terps are just making my face melt. Oh my God. Where I wonder, and for I'll be like, man, is there a point where I have to just like not like dab? Maybe I should just smoke a joint. The other day I was listening to a podcast, and it was a really brand new podcast that just came out. It was actually live. Mr. Joe Rogan was saying that his perspective on people, they were saying smoking wax, but they were talking about dabbing. And they were like, oh, they're like crackheads, this and that. I'm like, damn. I was like, maybe I have to like not be like, I try to be really chill about it, and we just have a fun conversation, taking dabs. But like, what's the perspective of someone who doesn't smoke hash? You know, how do we show people that, you know, everybody has a different way of consuming cannabis? Like, I smoke flower too. You know, it's different for everyone. Some people, like, they consume alcohol, or they consume books or religion. Everyone has a different way of taking the edge off so that they can be a little bit more calm, so they can treat the people around them a little better and be a little bit more knowledgeable to, like, people's emotions and not so focused on your own ego. Knocks the ego down, and that's healthy. But my point is I heard like people that smoke weed saying that people that dab are like crackheads, and I was like, oh, that sucks. That sucks that that gives off that vibe. But then it's like I watch a lot of dab videos, and like the people are smoking hash online and shit, and I'm like, oh damn, like maybe this is like how some of us come off. Like, I don't know. most of the people I know, like, it's very classy in my eyes, honestly, and they do a beautiful job displaying the glass and how they smoke. But it seems to be the most popular viral videos of people dabbing are the ones where you're like, ooh, that doesn't look good for dabbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the guy that's dabbing a toenail or something. Like just fun stuff. Like, I've done dumb shit before. Like, I'm not hating. I've done super dumb shit, but pre posting it on the internet, the stuff I did, you really couldn't post on the internet. Like we liked a lot of CKY and stuff when we were kids. You don't know if any of you guys know what CKY is, but it was the precursor to Jackass and Viva La Bam and all those fucking TV shows. CKY was the videos that all those guys made when they were like 14, 15, 16, and they were doing crazy stunts, like stuff that was pretty gross. But that was our influencer, so we also did like fun stunts, stuff like that. We didn't film it, we were just doing it. Some of it we filmed for skateboarding, but the real crazy shit we didn't really film, it was just for fun. But I don't really know what my fucking point was. God damn it. But yeah, we liked a lot of that CKY shit. My point about the whole thing was, it's the perspective of the outside world on people who smoke hash or dab. Even the people who smoke cannabis are a little hesitant when someone busts out a torch. I was at a party once. Everyone at the party smokes weed. Everyone's drinking. Everyone's chill. I bust out a torch and start heating up a nail, and people got mega uncomfortable. And then my one friend asked me if I could go out on the deck and do that. And I was like, damn. I was like, this is a problem. And I don't know. I'm like, man, am I the problem? Because everyone here seems pretty chill. But, you know, we all have our... It's weird. I feel like the smoking hash thing's pretty new. But again, my point with the viral videos and shit, it's like most of the big videos of people dabbing out there, like maybe not the best representation, but like what's a good representation and who fucking cares anyways, right? I don't really know what my point is. I think my point was at a certain point during my podcast, like when I've done like 100 episodes of me smoking a bunch of hash the whole time, like is it good for our industry? Is it good for dabbing? Like that's more my point. I'm trying to figure out a smart way. Like, I don't want to hurt the progress that's been made, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. And I've talked about this with my wife before and stuff, and like other people, and like the feedback I've gotten is just acknowledging the fact that like you're cautious of that and you don't want to do that is like enough that you should be good. But I'm like, I don't know, because I fucking just sit in my garage all day. You know what I mean? And people are normally nice to me, so who knows what I'm fucking doing. It's crazy. I took a dab on this, right? Yeah, it was a banana. That was really something. All right. 14 mil double diffuse. Now, this is my personal piece and my daily. Oop, I hit the mic. I don't even know what I've said this podcast, and literally it scares the shit out of me. Like, but you've laughed and you don't seem scared, so it's probably fine. It's probably fine. See, I just flexed again. I'm actually really sore, and I want to put my arms up because it hurts to have them down. One thing about me, because I've worked so much over the last 8 years, it's more comfortable for my arms to be like this. Like, it is. I sit like this all day, but it looks weird, okay? So, and because I'm doing certain workouts with my trainer to correct that and build up new muscles, now I want my arms to be like this. Or like this. But when they're down like this, I'm super uncomfortable. So I have to do this. But I'm not trying to look strong, I promise. I'm just really uncomfortable. I got to get new chairs to do the podcast because everyone complains about them. But they matched the whole vibe of the studio. It's aesthetics. It's not even about comfort, you know? But we need some more comfortable shit. Sweet. We're fucking killing it, Aja. I'm just proud of us, dude. You know? It's the little wins. I've had so many losses in the last couple days. So much shit happened. It's just me and Aja doing this episode after everything that's happened. I'm just like, I'm fucking proud of it. I don't give a fuck. I am so... My adrenaline's pumping now. Dude, I'm like shaky. Liquid IV will fix it. And we can jump cut to Liquid IV will fix it after like something. I don't know. Oh, you have to let me know the costs. I might not be able to afford that. It's been a tough week. Okay, let's warm up this 14 on double diffused. God. I have so many podcasters that inspire me. I'll be honest. You guys should definitely watch Rick Glassman's podcast, Take Your Shoes Off. It's really good. He puts so much work into it. Oh, it's just my friend I told him to text me when I know because we think our friend had a seizure. So I was like, text me when you guys know what happened. I think she might have, but they're good now. Everybody's okay now. But yeah, you guys should check out Take Your Shoes Off podcast. That's a really good one. Obviously, Your Mom's House. That's like, you need to watch it with an open mind and get through a few episodes if you don't know the people who run the podcast, Tom Segura and his wife Christina P. You gotta watch Your Mom's House though. That's really, really good, really funny. Most of this shit's comedy podcasts. I like to watch comedy podcasts. I like to watch shit that makes me laugh because everyday life is so intense sometimes. My wife tries to watch like scary stuff with me, or she wants to watch like real crime stuff. I'm like, nope. Like I have enough stress. Like when I open the bills every month or like whatever, where I'm just like, whoa, this is intense. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. And I'm just getting wisdom. This episode would be called Getting Wisdom if we actually titled these. We eventually probably should, so it's easier for people to decipher which one they actually want to watch. Fuck, my arms want to be up. But, yeah. I don't know what I was talking about. I'm way too stoned. This episode is rough right now, but it's okay. We're almost done, everybody, I promise. But I really do want to take this last stab on this, and then I want to just do a couple dry pulls, and then we're almost done. Because I think we're pretty close to, 55, 45. Perfect. That's actually the perfect amount of time for me to finish what I wanted to talk about here with all the other bullshit I packed in there. Which I appreciate anyone that sticked around this long. Or has watched even multiple episodes of my podcast. It's fun to try stuff that's new and scary. And that's why one of the reasons I want to do the podcast too. It's like a very, the reason I did this, it's so multi-purpose. There's so many things. And the worst that could happen is I'd look stupid, but I'd rather look stupid than just like not try to do different stuff. I got nothing else going on. I'm just going to fucking go for it, Just work hard and try things that make me a little nervous and just see where it goes. If it doesn't go anywhere, hey, at least I grew some new, brain pathways and neurons because I tried something new. The only way to keep your brain growing and stop your brain from decaying and aging is, you got to try new things. You got to constantly put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable. At least that's what the smart people say. But it seems to work for me. And it could be placebo effect, could be mind over matter. I could be listening to a podcast of someone telling me, hey, if you try something that you're not comfortable doing, obviously in a safe way, like go do a martial art, or go do public speaking, or try to learn a new language, just something that makes you uncomfortable, where you're not good at, where you have no confidence. Because then you start at the base level where you suck, and then you learn how to get good again, and it helps new pathways grow in your brain. And if you smoke a lot of hash, you got to do that because you're probably crushing some brain cells too. But I'm pretty sure just breathing crushes brain cells. Like last year we had horrible fires in Colorado and the air was really hard to breathe and it was thick. And I'm sure that fucked all of us up more than years of taking dabs. But who knows? Mind over matter. Alright, I'm not even going to fully heat that. So now it's fucked. It's not going to look any better than that. And I don't want to wait too long, so I do want to go through some side-by-sides and with a little bit of sound with these, and then we'll just finish up the podcast today. Today was intense. We'll see what next week brings. I turned that on without saying 1, 2, 3. I'm like, I'm winning today. It's the small wins, folks. It's all we got. Can't focus on those big ones because they really... I don't know if they give you as much mental return as getting lots of small wins. Like consistent wins throughout the year or weeks is better than grinding for 5 years for one big win. Because when you get that big win, it might not feel as good as you wanted it to feel. It might be healthier to just get little wins throughout the way and be patient. I'm saying this out loud for myself. Don't take advice from me. I dropped out in 10th grade and smoked hash all day in my garage. I wouldn't. But I try to give that caveat every time we do this podcast because I feel like, people might take me seriously. You gotta be careful. All right, 5:16. That's just about ready. And then let's see what we got here. Man, all this shit's too strong right now, man. I need like some shit that's like I need that fake hash. That shit that you can pretend to get stoned, like the stuff that famous people use. So this part of the episode, I'm gonna be like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna take this fat dab. It's just like nothing, and I blow out smoke. It doesn't get me because I've had plenty of THC today. I'm good. And that's all I want. I'm good. So today was like my last day I'm smoking hash. I quit again. I quit every episode, and then like by 8 p.m. once my daughter goes to bed, I'm like, my wife's like been worked and stressed all day, and she's like, "Do you want to smoke?" I'm like, "Sweet, let's smoke." But for the rest of today, I'm done. I quit for the next 8 hours. That's it. That's it. Because holy cow, how pure and clean all the hash is these days. It definitely, the potency is there. That's why I think people need to be really careful if they don't have good tolerance. Like they should take like the smallest dab ever, like and barely exhale anything and just chill for a minute and see how they feel. There's like definitely a certain level where like I'll even take a dab where I'm like, ooh, like I feel like anxiety or uncomfortable, and like that's not fun for anybody, especially like if you're an adult with responsibilities and you work very hard, then you will have anxiety inherently. Just, I mean, anyone that pays bills is like, well, you'll like, oh, I got this bill to pay, or I got this part of my house to fix or clean or whatever, you know, life stresses. But let's talk about side by side here. I can't do any more of that shit. I'm sorry, folks. I'm like too stoned today, and it's been an emotional couple days, and then beginning of this episode, I've been being tested. I've been getting so much wisdom the last couple of days. It's just been fucking crazy, and overwhelmed with wisdom. Definitely gonna need to drink a lot of liquid IV after this episode. Wow, that coconut. That's really something. Okay. Well, first, since we have the double diffused here, let's do the 10 mil next to the 14 mil. I'm going to take these nails out so they're not kind of like bumping into each other because this mat's kind of smaller. Maybe I should use my brain and pull the bigger mat over. Holy cow, Aisha. You know, if I was an employee like somewhere like, or like if I could fire myself, I would. Do you ever feel like that certain days where I'm like, if I could fucking fire myself, I would? Because I feel dumb today. I am going on like 2 hours of sleep, and I did eat shit, literally shit vapor for breakfast, and had to put a smile on, bring my kiddo to school, and then dealt with more emotional stuff. And it's just, but you know, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm a little tired. That might be what's happening. Science. Okay. I think the best way to compare these is like, let's compare like 10 versus 14, because we obviously know the 10 mils they're different, but I think the better side by side would be the 14 to the 10. Like I said, this is my personal one. It's a little shorter, and actually this one's a little taller, so the heights are a little bit off, but the function is exactly what it will be, and the sound is the same. Let's see if I can get the mic. Sorry about touching the mic so much, folks. It's not gonna be great. Fuck it. That's fine. Don't stretch that, Aisha. We got this. We can show function still. All right. So obviously the 10 mil has more of like a narrow like can, so like it's not restriction, it just has like a finer pull to it. Nice little chirp on that. Love the sound of that water when it moves and pops through those perks. All right, now the 14 mil. She just is so opened up. It's just they're totally different. But yet different yet the same. Someone said that. I think that's like a saying. I don't really know. All right, so those are the double diffused. And really the difference in the perks, this has a reinforced 12-hole gridded shower head. This has a reinforced 24-hole gridded shower head. This is an 8 slit disc, and this is a 6 slit disc. So just everything's just a little smaller on this one. Less holes, a little more restricted, but restricted again is not the right word because it's effortless. It shreds. Okay, let's check out these last two, and then we'll call that an episode. And I'm sorry if today sucked. You know, guys, they all can't be winners. You do this many episodes, and me and I we do our best. We're dads. I'm out here improvising this shit. We're just in here hanging out. This is free flow thought. I don't know, really. I don't even know what the term would be. But I'm just talking and having a conversation, hanging out. All right, so side by side, this is the 10 mil micro RBR, and this is the 14 mil standard. So really, this is the small version of that, but their names aren't, these are double diffused. You can be like, oh, 10 mil double diffused, oh, 14 mil double diffused. They're clearly in the same category, whereas this is a 14 mil standard, and this is a 10 mil micro. So maybe on paper, you'd be like, oh, what's the difference? What's standard mean? Standard is this was the first, RBR. This is just the standard design. This is the based, flagship design, and then there's variations from there that go up and down in size and variations in drains, and this is where it all comes from. It's this guy. Okay, let's pull on these. I love how those sound. Let's put it up to here. That tastes like fucking gasoline. Holy fuck. Alright, now the 14 mil standard. Much more of that airy chug. This is gonna look stupid as fuck on camera, but here we go. This is the 10 mil micro. 14 mil standard. The micro sounds like barn swallows fighting. Kinda, little chirps in there. Yeah. That standard, you can just hear the volume of water it's moving. Those bigger perks just have a bit more, they feel airy, but they don't feel like they're lacking moving water. They're fucking, you can feel that it's the perks being fully used. It's not bottoming out. Wow, what an episode. Fuck. All right, folks. Today was wild, but we did it. I'm proud of us no matter what. We're not quitters. Some little bit of comparison here. We're going to do this better another time. We're just going to keep doing different stuff, but yet the same. And trying to help educate and show people the product more so they don't get so frustrated with me. But yet again, people will probably always get frustrated. What can you do? Well, hope you folks have a great day. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter at bmsglass.com. That way you can stay up to date with all these Sunday sales. We're doing another clear Sunday sale today. This drops at 8 a.m. Sunday sale will be happening 3 hours after that. So if you watch this episode, you can watch this whole episode, and then I can be telling you about it, and then you get ready for it. So the Sunday sale's happening. We're going to be dropping all these pieces. But we're going to have 6 of each. So it should give everyone a chance. 6 different lip wrap colors of each. That's 24 altogether there. And then I'll also have a few colored pieces and 1 or 2 crushed opal pieces. But I appreciate all you folks that support us and hang out. I really wanted to have a guest today. We're going to start getting more guests on here and having some just good sessions and hanging out again. Because I think things are going to get better. I have faith. I believe things are going to start getting better again for everybody. So hope you guys have a great day, and thank you so much. This is the What's Up Everybody podcast, and I don't have a joint to finish the episode. That's what it is. I got Liquid IV.